You are listening to the Slowly Dying Podcast with Becca.
Check yourself. Check. Week after I cried at the bowling alley.
And Bronte.
Oh my God, what have I done?
What do you mean? I haven't heard from you in months. We talk about everything and anything.
I could tell she was frustrated just by how she was throwing the...
I'm the only one who does it the best.
And turn in every Monday for a brand new episode.
I did not know though.
What? Like, you were freaking out.
Let's get it popping.
That's what I'm talking about.
Popping, guys.
Hey guys, it's Bronte.
What do you have in your hand, a ball?
Yeah, it's like your son's like little stress ball that he made.
That was cute when you guys said that.
Yeah, it was really cute. Yeah, so we did crafts today, and now we're back on the mic.
Back on the mic, and Becca is not posting anymore for a little bit.
Oh yes.
So
I'm taking over the posting while Becca takes like a little MIA. But we're still gonna get it popping. It doesn't mean that Becca's not on the show. It's still gonna.
I'm
get it
half
poppin'.
of the show.
Yes, I know. What are we gonna do without you? Like, what? Am I supposed to run solo?
You do just fine if I need it, but I think I just needed to take some time away from social media and just really not focus on like, okay, I have to post this and what do I post? And because I think right now I'm kind of like changing a little bit of like my life at the moment, and I'm very happy and everything's good. There's no like issues, but I think that I'm just taking some time to focus on me. And you know, it might be a month, it might be 6 months, it might be like 2 weeks I'll be back on. And when I'll be back on, I'm back on.
So and I feel like everyone should lead by your example. Go check out our mental health episode that we dropped a couple months ago.
And I might drop a rant of what I've been dealing with, but I made some major changes because...
Hey, you've got to. If something's not right, it's not right. So what we have on today is, I think, well, at least over half the population can relate to. We want to talk about women's health, and we couldn't decide on what part of women's health to focus on, so we're going to do all of it.
Birth control, periods, STDs, and safe sex. I think that's our big topics that we're going to cover. Because, first of all, sex is a part of everyday life, and so is getting your period.
Yep.
So if you're young or if you're old or if you're, you know, whatever in your 30s, like, it doesn't matter how old you are. I feel like you can all, like, learn something or take away from something.
Yeah, and do you remember when you were, like, I got my period late. Like, late.
How old?
16.
I got my period in 4th grade.
Now that, what? Like,
I had double D's in 4th grade.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was late. So late.
My period is the worst thing ever.
I've been pretty okay with mine. Like,
you don't even get your period.
Yeah, I have an IUD and I haven't had mine for 2.5 years. Ding ding.
Lucky, and I got the same one and I'm getting it every other week. Like,
so ladies, girls, everyone's different. So just, you know, that just goes to show, just focus on you. Like, I remember when all of my friends were getting their periods and I'm like, what's wrong with me? And then,
nothing's wrong with you.
And then I got horseback riding.
Really?
I was riding one of my dad's horses. And then it was a little, like, after, I was like, what's this? Like, it was in the summertime, and I'm like, what's this coming down my leg? And it was just, like, blood.
Really?
And I'm like, oh my God, like, I knocked my vagina out. And I'm like, oh my God, no. And then I had, like, a couple of cramps, and then...
That's it?
That was it. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I guess this
I was in 4th grade and I didn't even know what a period was, and I showed my mom. I'm like, I'm bleeding to death. Like, I'm dying.
It's coming out.
She's like, just put the pad on. We have to leave because we were going somewhere.
It just doesn't matter.
Like, it doesn't matter. I'm like, what's a pad? Like, what do you mean? Why is this thing, like, I've outgrown diapers. Like, what do you mean? Like,
you just put a diaper on. But do you remember, like, it was like taboo to say like the word period.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, hey, did you get your period today or tomorrow?
I'm like, well, I always get my period, but
yeah, like I want to know, like, when do you, like, and the whole like, oh, like your cycle links up. That's a thing.
It is a thing.
Ladies, it is a thing. When you work with your coworkers, when you're roommates with someone, your periods will link up. So make sure the Tampax are stocked.
Yeah, and if you don't have an app that tracks your period and every time you have sex, get one.
Actually, that's a really... I used one for a little one. I used one for a little bit.
Mine's called P Tracker, P and then just Tracker, and it's free. And you can track your period and it will tell you when it will start and stop. And you can also put, like, if you're having cramps, bleeding, you're emotional, like, you can track it. So, like, if you go to the doctors and they're like, well, how has your period been? You can, like, show them. And then you can also, like, see when you're ovulating. And then you could be like, okay, so maybe I should use more protection on this day. You know what I mean? So...
And I feel
it's free.
If you don't use one, a doctor's going to tell you to use one anyway for a month if they're trying to figure out if you're having abnormal
bleeding
periods and everything like that. So,
and it's crazy that, like, a lot of my friends, period, like, they're like, yeah, I had my period. I'm like, you never complain. Me, I'm having cramps. I look like I gained 20 pounds in the stomach.
It is.
Like, listen, this is so gross. Like, it's horrible. Like, everyone's like, you lost weight. And I'm like, no, I'm just done my period. Like,
yeah, I've deflated.
I drink a gallon and a half of water each day before my period for 3 days. I'm so thirsty. Like, the thirst is uncontrollable. I could drink a gallon and still be thirsty.
Oh my God.
And I don't pee or I don't, like, have a bowel movement because I feel like
while
my
you're
body...
on your period.
No, right before.
Oh, okay.
Like, and then on my period, like, I'll have a bowel movement about 7 or 8 times a day. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God.
And it's horrible. It's horrible. I get so emotional. I get angry. I get agitated. My leggings don't even fit. Like, I'm, like, out to here.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The body is crazy.
And then, like, when I'm done, like, and also I actually, like, this is gross, but, like, this is women's health. Like, I'll start farting a lot before my period.
No, those are true. I used to have those too.
It's a hormonal thing, and I think, like, I'm working with my OBGYN. I'm getting this thing taken out of me. But, like, I'll fart, like, every 5 minutes. Because my stomach will crumble, and then I'll just keep farting. And I gain all this water weight. It's horrible. And when I have my period, I bleed so much. I have to change my pad every hour.
And you get that thing taken out.
And everyone's like, well, buy a heavier pad. And I'm like, I have the heaviest thing. I have, like, the flipping, like...
You have Downy. You have the whole Downy roll down there.
Yeah, and it's, like, horrible. And then when I'm done my period, I'm the happiest person. I'm so chill. Everyone's like, you look like you lost, like, 20 pounds. I'm like, yeah, I actually did.
You, like, literally deflated.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. So...
It's the most uncomfortable thing.
But I am getting my IUD out, and I'm hoping that helps a little bit, because I just don't think my body's adjusting well.
And that's the one thing, ladies. Like, just because one thing works for someone else, it doesn't mean it works for others. Like, for the IUD, for me, it's been great. I've been one of those lucky ones, and I am blessed.
And you don't have your period.
I haven't had my period since 2018.
But then that's scary, because, like, let's say when you have sex, how do you know if you're not pregnant?
That's what I mean. I've had some scares.
You know what I mean?
You know, you just wonder. You're like, is it tilted? And, you know? Because how could it be perfectly in place? I mean, you check for the strings, you know?
I haven't checked for my string. That's really bad. But I had the ultrasound. But
oh, okay. All right. Then that's something. Like,
yeah.
Because, when you have your IUD, ladies, get your stuff checked. So, how old were you? Did you even try tampons or no?
I don't think I tried tampons right away, because I was like, I don't remember when I tried tampons, because I was so young.
Yeah.
And I think, like, my mom was just like, hurry up, put this pad on, we have to leave. And I was like, all right. And then, like, I remember the only tampons I would use is, like, the large Playtex Sport.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like...
Oh.
I think after I had Willie, I stopped using tampons, because I just don't use them anymore.
Yeah.
Plus, I bleed so much, it's just so annoying to take in and out and in and out.
Yeah.
You know, but they used to work really well for me. Like, I remember I used, like, leave them in for, like, 3 or 4 hours, and I would be fine. But now, they don't even...
work anymore?
Like, they work, but I have to, like, constantly change them.
Yeah.
And, like... I should probably maybe start using them more. Like, if I go to the pool, I'll use them. Or, like, the water park with Willie, you know?
They're a godsend in a water park. Like, my God, my first time I used them, I had to use... I used pads for a little while. When I got comfortable with it and when I could, like, regulate it.
Yeah.
I was, like, in my bathroom, and I took, like, a mirror, and I was trying to figure out how to do it. Like, and I finally got it, but, like, when you read, like, you're not supposed to feel it, you know?
When
I
it's
was
in
like,
there...
And I didn't like push it up all the way, you know?
So you
it was
could
just,
still feel it.
It was like in the canal, and I'm like, I'm never using this again. But like, you really had to like, I only pushed it in so much it would like, if you coughed, it would just pop right out.
Yeah, so it was like not even in.
But oh my God, the one time I used like one of those, I don't know what I grabbed, like one of those cardboard ones.
The cheap ones,
yeah. Never again in my life.
Yo, when your lip gets stuck on the cardboard and you try to shove it in. Oh my God, it hurts so
That
bad.
happened one time with the plastic one. Like one of those, the prong's not the right word. Sorry, not the teeth. You know the teeth where it pops through?
Yeah.
One of them was bent. And it was like, it cut my canal.
I love how you say canal.
It
is
cut
like
my canal.
but
oh my God, that hurt.
oh my God.
But you know what, ladies, embrace your anatomy. Don't be afraid to stick a mirror up there. Like,
oh yeah,
know all your bends and turns in your vagina.
yeah. Because every vagina is different. Like some people have bigger lips, some people have small lips, some people are red, some people are purple. I don't fucking know.
like, hey, and you know what?
But I mean, it's just different like colors, you know, of vaginas and like shapes and sizes, and it's crazy.
Take a mirror down there because this TMI. There's this one time where I oh my God, it hurt so bad. Like I bumped, you know when you just bump your vagina on like a corner table or something like that? I know it doesn't happen often, but it does. You know when you just like bump your vagina, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this wasn't even that long ago either. And you know, you just bump it, it's uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? It hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So like when I had a moment, I went to the bathroom and I went to go take a look. It looked like a big white pimple. It was like a little cyst.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. So basically when I went home, I was just putting hot towels on it because you don't want to pop those things. It eventually popped itself. But oh my God.
Have you ever tried to pop one of those? They're painful.
No.
So painful.
Have you?
I tried, but it just doesn't work because it's so... Like, you know when you get razor burn and then you get like a little like pimple type thing? It's so annoying.
Oh my God.
Ladies always shave down, never up.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I did up one time.
Like down, and then on the sides I shave to the side.
To the side,
You know what I mean? But don't try not to shave up on the bony area because that's like painful.
Don't cut yourself down there. Be gentle because I've done it.
Gentle, and like honestly, if you need to do it out of the shower and lay down on your bed with a mirror.
My friend does that.
Yeah.
She doesn't like even do like she does it on her bathroom floor.
And I actually been wanting to get a Brazilian, but I feel like I can't let my hair grow that long to get a Brazilian. Like, you know how they're like, you have to wait like a week or two? Like, I'm like, no, I gotta shave. But that's just me.
I heard they get you on all fours and like to get the back part.
See, I wouldn't mind that because it's with another girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind being naked in front of a girl. I think that I would be more worried about the pain.
Okay. I would try it. I'll go for it.
Yeah, just wax my ass. That's fine.
Oh, you know what? This is another TMI, actually. Get to know your anatomy inside, too. Because you may find a bump that shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, and you all know what I mean. You all know are probably like, Bronte, what are you talking about? Take your hand and, like, just feel up there for a second. Because what if you do find a lump or something?
Yeah.
Like, God forbid. Like, you never know. So just get to know your anatomy. That's the whole...
Yeah.
We all have...
And talk to your friends about it, you know what I mean? Or talk to your doctor if you feel like something's wrong. Like, you know, like in between people's legs, and this is what I've learned, can be a little bit darker.
Yeah.
Some people have that, and I have that because I've like, even like under my armpits are a little bit darker than most people's, and like the doctor's like, that's completely normal. Like, not everybody is the same skin tone. Everybody's looks different.
Exactly.
So, you know, I felt like for a while... Like, I'm like, I don't want to wear a bikini, or like, I don't want to do this, and like, I don't want to hook up with a guy because of this. And the doctor's like, we see this like 95% of the time.
Oh, God.
And I'm sitting here alone when I was younger thinking that it was just me. But it really wasn't. But I just, you know, because I didn't really talk to my friends about it. So, you know, nothing's wrong down there, ladies.
Yeah, just, you know.
Yeah.
We're all human.
And then after you have a baby, it's different. Like, everything changes.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, doesn't mean, like, you're not, like, tight or whatever. Like, but it's just, it changes, you know?
And I can't relate to that, of course, but I can only imagine.
But it's crazy how, like, it goes back together and it's, like, fine.
It's elastic. Like,
elastic woman.
God.
But,
what about, okay, we've kind of touched on birth control, but, like, I remember when my mom first brought it up to me because I was, you know, going to college, and she, you know, she let me make my own decision about it, but she was scared of, like, date rape, like, too. She was like, God forbid, you know, you never know. what happened, so I was put on the pill for a little bit, and that actually helped me clear up my acne and everything like that. It was crazy. It took me like 3 months to get used to it.
Yeah.
But then I was on the pill for a while, then I was switched to the IUD that I'm on now, but it's kind of crazy, like, what that can do for you. And just, basically I'm segueing into having safe sex.
I think, well, I didn't start birth control until after I was pregnant. I think, like, my parents didn't really talk about it with me.
Yeah.
I think they thought I didn't have sex. Like, I waited till I was pretty much 18 to have sex. Like, I wasn't, like, 13 having sex. But, like, I think that, like, I wish my parents were a little bit more open with that, you know, and...
My mom was pretty open. My dad's like, oh my God, like, don't. Like, I remember the first time he picked up my birth control for me from the pharmacy. The one time I asked him, he flipped. He's like, I'm like, okay, we won't talk about this.
And it's like, it's normal, guys. Like, it really is. And, like, a lot of people, I'm mostly on birth control now because, like, I don't want any more babies at the moment. Like, I would like more kids, but, like, I definitely need to find the one. But, like, I thought it was going to lighten my periods, and I think this IUD did the opposite. So, my thing of birth controls is after I had Willio, I had the Nexaplon, which is, like, the little bar thing in your arm, and it worked great. Like, I was, I would be cummed in. This is very weird. But, I mean, like, I was with the same person for, like, 5 years, so it's fine. But it's, like, it always worked. Like, it was fine.
Yeah. It was.
Then I think, like, the last year of having it, like, I developed cyst on my uterus. And, like, they're not cancerous. They would just always, like, come and go and pop. So when I would have sex, it would be painful. So I had to get the thing in my arm taken out because it just wasn't working. Then they're like, okay, we'll start you in the pill form.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And then I just hated taking it on the same day every day. Every month I'd have to run to Giant, go get it. Like, it just wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Then they're like, well, let's do the IUD because you had it. And I'm like, oh, maybe I'll have some luck with this. Maybe I won't get my period. I was, like, praying.
Yeah.
And, like, ever since I had it, it's okay. Like, I know when my periods are going to come. But when I first had it, my periods, like, I was having a period, like...
I felt so bad.
Every other week. Don't feel bad, girl. Like you said, like, that could work for me. That couldn't work for you. Like, it's like your body's so different. So I don't think I'm meant to be on birth control. I mean, I just need to keep swallowing.
Oh my God.
That's the best birth control.
Oh my God. Yeah, true. Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I hope my dad doesn't hear that, but that's so weird.
But anyway, just if you're too young to you know what? No, scratch that. If you don't know anything about sex, do not have it.
Exactly. I think you really need to be at a certain age, and I think, like, you need to be mature enough. You know
if you're not prepared for the consequences of what could, don't have it. Put that on a t-shirt. If you're not prepared for the consequences, do not have it.
Exactly. Do not have sex or try to have safe sex. Like... Don't. And I think that, like, like, I love Willie. I had him when he was young. And, like, not that saying, like, I don't want my son. That's not what I'm saying. I just knew that I was a young mom. And, like, it is what it is. And I had to, like, Willie is lifelong. Kids are lifelong. You know what I mean? And they don't go away.
Nope. And you've got to also think, too, guys, it's not just kids. It's STDs, STIs.
Oh, STDs, yep.
And
you can't trust people to say, oh, do you have an STD? And they say no. They probably do. Like, you cannot trust nobody.
HIV, that's huge as well.
HPV, chlamydia,
syphilis.
like bacteria vaginosis.
Yeah.
Something
God.
like BV or something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's an STD, but I think, like,
it's an infection.
It's an infection.
It's nasty. It's a nasty infection.
Yeah, it's a nasty. Like, you should see the stuff. Oh my God, remember the female condom in the mouth?
Oh
when we were
my
studying?
God.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What was it called? You should look it up. But what is it called?
Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna research.
It's like
Hold
a
on.
condom you put in your mouth when you're trying to suck, I think. I don't know. Listen, I don't remember, but, like, we were studying one day, me and Bronte, and we, like, came across this in our textbook.
It's
what is it?
The Optradam.
Oh no! Oh my God!
Yeah,
you guys should look it up.
Yeah, it's literally. Yeah, basically, it's everything you could imagine and more. It's just.
Yeah.
It's the female mouth condom.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just Google that and you'll find the answer.
But
you guys, like...
But, don't be going to have sex with, like, 10,000 different guys a night. You're going to end up with an STD. You're going to end up pregnant. You're going to... don't do that, ladies. Come on. And don't do that, men. I mean, like, if we have men listening, like, watch yourself.
Yeah.
Because STDs, certain STDs, you cannot get back. You cannot give that back.
Yep, it's in you for life.
It's in you for life.
Herpes.
You just got to be careful.
Just saying.
And if you do have an STD, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you take care of yourself. You talk to your doctor. You get tested.
Wear protection.
Yeah, exactly. Even
sorry.
if you don't have it or you do have an STD, wear protection. Unless you've been with the same partner for 15 years, whatever. You know what I mean? But
it scares me to death because, I see all of my friends as, like, kids, they're little, like, they're younger siblings, and that scares me to death. Like, I have cousins that are younger.
Yeah.
Like, that scares me to death, and it is a part of life. And, like, when you grow up, like, God, when I was 13, 14 years old, like, we're not dumb. Like, you get curious and everything like that. But, like, if I could look at myself now and say, like, it's not worth it.
It's
like,
not.
I mean, like, I feel like I had sex at the average age, but
How
still.
old were you?
About 17, 18.
Okay,
Yeah,
same.
like average,
Yeah.
like, but still, like, I was taught, like, hey, we're gonna Google these pictures of STDs, STIs, like, just Google stories watch YouTube stories of people who have contracted,
It's sad.
It's really sad, and ask yourself then, is it worth it? Oh, it's always that one night where you just didn't wear protection. It's always
and
that
honestly,
one night.
if you're like really just trying to like please yourself, like girls, there's dildos. Like, I got like 17. Like
vibrators.
You really don't. Not saying you don't have to have sex, but you don't have to have sex.
You don't.
Like there's so many options out there, and like I don't care if you're like trying to have sex with a guy and you're a girl, or you're a girl and you're trying to have sex with a girl. It don't matter.
Yeah.
It does not matter. You need to watch out for you because you are number one.
Yeah.
And like if you do have an STD and you don't tell that person and you lie to them, shame on you.
You can get in some big trouble, actually.
You can, I think there's like fines and jail time for that.
Yep. So really think about that, and don't be afraid to be like, "Are you clean? Do you like
and don't trust the person.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
God, yeah. In the moment, it might feel good, but God, in the next morning,
when you're waiting, when you get that Pap smear and get all those testing done, because you're supposed to get a Pap smear once a year, ladies, unless your doctor tells you different.
It is not a fun time.
It's not fun waiting for those results. I've never been in that position, like waiting on an I mean, of course, like, you get STD testing every year. Everybody does. But I've never been like, oh my God, what if I have HIV? I've never personally, but like, it is scary. Like, even if you haven't had sex for a year and you're like, oh my God, like, you think you have HIV. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, waiting for results, whether you think you have them or not, is scary.
It's the longest time of your life.
Every year.
And you're
supposed to get tested.
And you always think like, oh, if I could have changed one night.
Yeah.
One night can change your life.
Oh, yes, it can. Pop,
Just
pop,
saying.
here comes Willie. Love Willie, though.
But you really got to think, like, if you don't, Google the consequences, and that'll help you out, like, big time, too. And I mean, like, going back to periods, guys, not everyone gets their period, but you know what I mean. Like, half the population has their period.
Yeah,
like,
and the period is, we get it because we're made to repopulate.
Yeah, and we've had some time on this earth now. We've dealt with boobs and vaginas and women health issues and all of that to, like, talk about this comfortably. And, like, some of our young listeners may be like, oh my God, they're so open about it. It becomes a part of your everyday life. You talk about your partner about it. Like, you know, like, I'll be like, hey, honey, can you get a box of tampons, please? And, like, they're like,
what size?
They
don't realize there's different sizes and, like, different brands.
Oh my God.
Like,
they're like, hey, there's multiple different brands and multiple different sizes. I'm like, yeah, it's like the same with deodorant. Do you think there's just one? You have a selection.
You know me. I'm like, where's the great value?
Like, I'm like, oh my God, just get me one. Like, they're like, we got you the multi-pack, when it comes in all different sizes. That's a smart move. I'm like, okay.
Because if your period's light, you can do, like, Or it's not large, it's super.
Yeah, it goes mini, like, I think.
Small, mini, something like that.
If I put a mini in me, it disappears. Oh, yeah, ladies, Google toxic shock syndrome. That's a real thing.
Oh, yeah, you should be changing your tampons.
Yeah.
Frequently.
Don't lose it.
Don't lose it. No.
Like, I forgot some have been in sometimes. I'm like, ooh, snap.
It's scary.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
Google that. Like, that's not a fun time. People die from that.
Yup,
Like,
so.
oopsie. But, like I I remember when my exes were like, yo, these have scents. I'm like, yeah. It's like a floral, I don't know. He's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, you really doesn't even matter.
It's so funny that guys don't know this stuff and they don't want to know.
Yeah.
Like, why is it so scary that we bleed? Probably because they think we're monsters. I don't know.
Probably.
Like,
but the whole fact of, like, literally sticking something up there to plug it, I think is, like...
maybe they get scared.
They're just like, what?
Like, I remember when I was at, like, my past relationships, like, they knew I was on my period. Like, you know. And, like, they're just like, I don't want to see. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like... I don't know, like, not that I'm trying to show them, but, like, they were just like, ew, like, no.
Oh my god. Okay,
but then
sorry.
they would still have sex on my period. Guys, man, when they want sex, they want sex.
Wait a minute. Or, you know what would piss me off the most? When
What?
you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I have my period. They're like, ugh.
Blowjob week.
You're like, yes. Or some were like, ugh. I'm like, I'm sorry.
But you would feel a lot worse if I didn't get my period. So which one is it? You want me to have my period or you want me to have a baby? Which one is it?
God. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry I ruined your night. Well, I'm like this beach beluga whale eating a tub of ice cream, crying, like going through all this money, just getting Midol and like anti-flaxuant, like meds. Like, come
Christ,
on.
take 4 ibuprofen every
My back hurts. My feet hurt. And, like, I'm crying for no god reason.
the crying, I can't take it.
And you're so
I get
emotional.
extreme anger on this IUD. I've noticed the day before I start bleeding, extreme rage. Like, it's not even anger, it's rage. I'm like calling all my friends to tell them to F you.
And you're sitting in your bathtub
like,
crying.
I can't talk to you no more.
And then the next day you're like, you want to go to lunch? And I'm like, okay. You're literally cursing me out. Like, Becca, jeez. But anyway, moral of the story, guys, it's normal.
It's normal. It is.
Don't
and if you
think you're
don't think it's
alone.
normal, go talk to your doctor.
Yeah,
like,
talk
we're
to
not
someone.
doctors. Like,
We're nurses, but...
But I'm not OBGYN nurse. Like, my friend's pregnant and she calls me. She's like, the baby didn't move. I'm like, listen, I don't know the time frame on this stuff. Like, I don't understand.
Oh, like when the baby descends, it's -5, 4, 3,
yeah, and
2,
I'm like,
1.
I'm not, like, I feel like when people think you're a nurse everywhere. I'm like, no. Like, I would try to deliver a baby, but I'm
That's
not
a whole
about
different
that.
story.
Yeah, you have to be specialized in that. I'm not, and I don't
Yeah.
want to be. I mean,
No,
like,
thank
if I
you.
had to, I think I would try, but, like...
OBGYN is a waiting game anyway. Like, you know, well, when you're on an OBGYN floor, you're like
Yeah.
waiting for the baby to drop.
Yeah, but, like, I can't answer baby questions.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
I don't know, like, if the baby didn't move for 10 hours, is that okay? I don't know.
You're like,
I don't know. Call your doctor. But anyway, yeah. So I think we just wanted to hit on this topic, and
Yeah. It was a good one. I like
it
that
was good. I think we need to, you know, I think we've always been open, but I think, you know, this is personal information we shared. Like, pretty much I fart every 5 seconds before my period. I have extreme rage. Like, I'm talking to you extreme. Like, I send out mass text messages for my friends. Like, what is wrong?
It's like bombs are going on.
Like,
And you're like, Becca, are you on your period or no? Yo, you already know, guys. But let's.
you don't even get your period, so.
I know, but I'm worried. Like, you know, well, I need to go get it replaced, I guess. But I'm just riding the wind right now.
Wide in the wind.
You know, I can't. I'm blessed, but God, if
Has it really been 28 minutes?
Yeah, we've been on the mic for 28 minutes for this one.
We usually try to just make it 20 minutes.
But this was an important topic.
It
you know.
was. It was fun.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for the support again. Find us on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcast, or really anything. iHeartRadio. Thank you, iHeartRadio. And YouTube, of course, for people who are not with it and don't listen on platforms.
Yeah.
We're on there as well. And again, we're always going to say thank you.
Yep, thank you. And hopefully, like, you know, in the next month or a couple months or whenever, I'll be back to posting. And I think maybe I'll have a little bit of a clearer head to know what to put, you know.
Yeah, you'll get back in the game soon.
Yeah, I'm already feeling great.
Woo!
Doing good.
Here you go.
Getting snatched.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. All right, guys.
All right, well, this is Becca, and I'm popping off.
Thanks for listening, guys. This is Bronte. See you next time. Bye.